background there?
Is this your music?
This is my music. We had to talk all week long about how every time I had a guest on your show, they had their own theme music.
Yes. Who is
Everybody
this?
has theme music.
Who is this? Oingo Boingo?
No, this is Mirror in the Bathroom, English Beat.
Oh, okay. Are you sure it's not Oingo Boingo?
I'm sure.
Right.
Sure, but I'm sure Oingo Boingo has a good song that would be a good theme music for me, too.
Well, now you are official because now you have a theme music. All right, good for you.
Awesome.
All right, Tony Messenger, your thoughts as you watch the shootings in Orlando unfold?
You know, one of the biggest thoughts, and I wrote a column on it yesterday that'll post later today online at scltoday.com. Frustration, and it's an emotion that a lot of people that I've talked to over the last couple of days have. Frustrated because every time one of these horrible mass shootings happen, we think, this is the time America's leaders will realize, okay, we're the only industrialized country in the world in which this is happening regularly. The only one. And we refuse to do anything about it. And it makes me angry, it makes me sad, but it makes me frustrated because I can't believe that this country won't someday respond to these mass shootings and do something about it and be proactive and get beyond the partisan divisive politics that say that you can't even talk about guns in this country. It's ridiculous.
Let me push back on you a little bit, Tony, because as much as people want to solve this problem, and I agree with you, it is uniquely American, though we are seeing it in other places. Even if you were to ban certain type of assault weapons and ban certain this and ban certain that, you can change the grip and you can change the model number to sort of circumvent those rules. So it's a game of cat and mouse, and ultimately in the end, how much does it really help?
It's a game of cat and mouse, and we aren't even playing it, but the terrorists are playing it, McGraw. The terrorists are playing it, and they know that they can come to the United States and pick up an AR-15 before they've had their morning cup of coffee. And this is the only country in the world that is refusing to deal with that issue in any meaningful way. There is always going to be a problem with a gun control law. There's always going to be a way around it, and there's always going to be a mistake made in the law that gets some innocent person somewhere caught up in it where they ought to be able to get whatever type of weapon they were trying to get legally, and they're going to get caught up in it. I realize that. I concede that. But we're not even trying. We're not even doing some of the basic things that we used to do as a country. We have an overwhelming belief in this country that there should be universal background checks. We won't even do that. That's ridiculous.
How much, my issue with all this is if you think back to 9/11, right? We came together as a country, and I don't want to, this isn't the same as 9/11 because this is a lone, deranged gunman, and his ties to terrorism is very, very weak, if at all. But after that national tragedy, we came together. In this one, we sort of run to our political points of view and stake them out and claim everybody else is wrong, broken, and or un-American.
We have done that in every mass shooting over the last 8 years. And the reason is because we have some people in this country who no longer believe that it's appropriate to come together behind our president of the United States because his name is Barack Obama and his skin is black. And that's how simple I believe it is.
So you think when Donald Trump says this man is from Afghanistan, even though he was born in New Hyde Park, which is right next to Queens, where Donald Trump was born, he's playing the race game?
Yeah, absolutely. Donald Trump is playing to our worst fears and our worst divisions, and he's bringing out the very divisions that have been bubbling under the surface ever since Barack Obama was elected, and it disgusts me.
Tony Messenger, you clearly are bringing it this morning. However,
well,
yeah, go ahead.
You know, I after having all that radio time last week, it's been building up in me since Monday. I hadn't been on the radio in 24 hours. It's freaking me out.
However, though, let's call out Hillary here. I heard her say that, she's going to do everything she can to stop people who are suspected, these lone wolves. She's going to do everything she can to solve the problem. That's just rhetoric, too. There's nothing she can do to stop these lone wolves from doing these terrible things.
No, there's nothing she can do individually, but she can support, for instance, the assault weapons ban that used to be widely supported in this country and expired, and Congress was too gutless to keep it in place. That is something. That is a positive step forward. Look at how many of the recent mass shootings were carried out by people using a version of this one weapon of war, a version of the AR-15 that exists to kill people very quickly. That is why it was created. And we can do something about that. We used to do something about this in this country. We had a ban on weapons like that. It wasn't perfect, but look at how many mass shootings with AR-15s or versions of them we have had since the assault weapons ban went away. That's a very simple thing that we can do that has wide support in this country, that passed Congress once already. It wasn't unconstitutional. It simply went away because they put a sunset clause on it, and then they didn't have the courage to renew it.
That's Tony Messenger. Your article, your column will be posted later today at stltoday.com. You join us every Tuesday, Thursday. Tony, thanks for checking in.
Thanks, McGraw. Good to have you back.
You got 826 here, Big 550, KT.